We're going to go through an entire analysis. I'm going to go through the game. I'm going to analyze what I did wrong, why I did these decisions. I want to let you know also this is the first part of a multiple part series, and the rest of the series can be found on my Patreon, patreon.com/NoGuides, where you can see more in-depth videos, analysis videos like these, and that's where the rest of the episodes will be. But this is a quick sneak peek for those of you that may find this useful. Anyway, guys, watching, and let's go straight into the video. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a lethargic one. We're recording this straight after we've actually played the game. So bear in mind, we'll try to break this up because I think it'll probably like an hour series. But I wanted to break down every single thing, every single action. So we're going to start off with the first bit. So kickoff, look, I'm just waiting here, okay? I've changed the ultra defensive. You see, I do it very instantly. If there's a player running towards me, I probably wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? There's a player running towards me here, but I saw the pass went away. I can quickly flick straight away to ultra defensive, and see it did this in like, you're talking about a couple of seconds here. Like, I'm doing it so quick. Then when a ball comes at me, I'm ready to switch and then run and jockey. See positioning. So as soon as the kick happens, I'm ready. So you can see it goes the other way. That's the reason why I did it. Otherwise, I might wait a bit. Straight away, using my CDM and my striker, and it should be, if I'm not too sure, I'll push my striker backwards. You see heavy touch is taken. I see that touch there. Run, jockey, intercept. Make a pass going. I do a 1-2 backwards so Smith makes that run. Then I make a pass to Son. Then I press the L1 button. You see I'm triggering these players. Get the ball to the Bina. Bring the ball back. And then Swanson. I should have probably gone across goal there. But you see, look here. When I get the ball over there, the reason why there's the through ball here is if I did a regular pass here, the ball would have probably got stopped just... I'm trying to see if I can slow this down for you, just so I can get the exact frame, which would be very difficult. But you see here, if I did a regular pass here, the game would have probably intercepted the situation. And this is how you got to learn over time when to do a through ball. Yes, I could have done a pass here, not a driven pass on R1 plus X. That would have been too risky. But a regular pass, if my player was quick enough, they could have switched and blocked the angle out. Now, this is why a lot of players, they struggle, because they make this pass with a regular X pass against a weaker player, because they don't adhere to the basics. But once you've got people that know what they're doing, it doesn't work anymore. The best way I can say, if you're playing against my grandma and you play her like all the way into Division 5, okay, you're going to beat my grandma because she doesn't know what she's doing. But once you get to around about Division 6, people know what they're doing. They start to understand, okay, when to move, when not to move. They know the basics, so you can't get away with it. But I wanted the ball to go in front because there was space. If there was no space there, I would have passed the ball like this or gone around. That's the key thing here. I'm only doing it because there's space in front of Son. Then when the ball is over there, you see I'm running onto the ball, but I let go. And I press the L1 button, so I'm telling these players in front of me to make the run. These two players. Because I need this defensive line to go from that position 1, to position 2. I need it to shift. And that will give more space for the person on the ball, which is Son. And that will give more space for my attackers to stretch the defensive line. The L1 trigger is so important in a situation because it creates the attacking play, but no one does it. Everyone just seems to forget to do it. You have to, don't let AI making a movement for you. Don't rely on not tactics. Do it yourself. Because you're going to rely on a top tier player. If you haven't got that top tier player anymore, you're going to be in big trouble. So don't rely on players to make those moves. Do them yourself. Then you can see when I get the ball of about just over here, just before. That's why the cop camera angle is so good. Now when I got the ball here, I press the L1 button again. You see that? I'm triggering the player above me to make a run. I actually meant her, but she got triggered indirectly. Then Swanson take a touch away. You see that here? I make the pass. Then you can see here, a lot of players, they make this mistake trying to run into this space. It's no point. Even if I run in, my opponent's just going to sit back and then is going to wait for the defense to reunite, as I mentioned, and I wouldn't get through here. Now, maybe a lower tier player would probably run out with their centre back, and then I could probably run past them. And that is, again, another issue. People, they struggle because they don't adhere to the basics. And I said again, when you verse someone like my grandma who doesn't know what they're doing, it works. So something works, for example, in the first 5 divisions, you might be thinking, oh, this is the way you play FC, this is the way you play FIFA. But unfortunately, it doesn't when you verse against players that know what they're doing. That's why it's a very difficult game to grasp without kind of guidance if you're doing it and you're stuck for a very long time. But you can see what I do here is I'm waiting for this player to make a run. Waiting for that player to make a run, Debinha. Now, if Debinha didn't make that run down the wing, I would have been in trouble. So what's the way I could have triggered? I want to give you a little bit of a pause there. You can pause it here. What would you do if Debinha's not making that run? And the answer should be an L1 trigger. So I'm waiting for Debinha to make the run. And it's all about timing. That ball roll is not the most important thing. That ball roll was done. It can be used to create an angle. It's more out of bad habit, to be honest. It was a correct thing to do in that situation though, because if I made a regular through ball here, the persecutor, so the through ball just creates a new passing lane. Just hold the right analog stick basically to the right hand side of the player, whichever direction you're running. And then it ends up making a pass in that new lane. That's why it's very effective. But also I'm playing for time here. If I take a touch away, then I'm facing away from the pass when I make it, which is going to be the angle of failure. So I need to realistically be at least somewhat in that vicinity. So that's why I do the ball roll there. You can just do a regular touch right and up or down and up. But you can see here, then watch my left analog stick. This people mistake this. They talk about through balls. You have to aim your through ball. You can't just press the triangle button and just let the game do it for you. Those times have changed. You have to aim your left analog stick. So if you want the ball to go in that direction, you aim your left analog stick there. If you aim your left analog stick to the bottom left, the ball's going to go to the bottom left. So whenever you press that triangle button, you got to remember that's where the ball is going to go when it is a through ball. Like so. And then the ball gets played. There at Debinha, you can see, look, I try to run forward and my opponent very smartly is about to cut me off. You see that? I can see this early. Now I could, if I wanted to, try to run here or try to control sprint, but to keep it basic, I do a fake shot and no left analog stick directional input. So it's called a fake shot stop. So you do a fake shot, then your player just stops on the ball and I instantly make a pass backwards. And you see with Swanson, I take a touch upwards to create a 45. And I was trying to go nip. I should have probably gone across goal here, or could have turned backwards here and just tried to take a shot. I went for a finesse shot, which was not the smartest of things to do here. I mean, if that was maybe a Sun or a different kind of card, it would have been a different situation. Then we get a corner. You can do whatever you want for your corners. I passed mine, did a driven pass backwards. I mean, I should have realistically adjusted my corners. I mean, I don't really like playing. This is when I'm tactic testing. I may sometimes adjust corner C for counter attack, stuff like that, but you can see I did a wrong one. I did a full power pass backwards, got the ball outside the box, and then you can see I made a pass upwards. Should have made the pass to Sun. Normally you would expect someone to run out to this region, so that's just out of habit. I went inwards. I saw Sun with space, and then you can see here I just take a power shot across goal. I just wanted to put that in because I know some of you guys do use the power shots. So I just wanted to show you how I would create it, but you see it. The key thing is I did that 1-2. So Swanson makes a run out. If that was a CDM, I would not do that. I'm only doing this because I know, and the reason why I did this purely is because Swanson makes the run. So let's say if this player does apply pressure, I then have a pass to Swanson and she can take a shot towards goal. But then you have to remember, you have to be strong enough to understand, okay, if I push this player forward, then I got no one else there. So you have to have the understanding that, okay, you need to remember peripherally that there's no one in the middle if you lose the ball. So you got to get ready for that counter attack. That's how I wouldn't recommend it, especially in these situations. But I thought I just wanted to show you a nonchalant example of my gameplay so you can see the reasons behind it, and I can explain to you maybe why I did it, maybe why I wouldn't recommend doing it. But if you trust yourself to defend, then do it. There's no harm in doing it. But if you don't, you got to be a bit reactive. So you can see here I made the get a touch. And it's just a bit of an easy one. You can see the space above me, take a touch above, go for the power shot across goal, and it probably would have been going in, and it ended up becoming. Then get the ball with done. Then you can see here, take a touch away and open up for the finesse shot. And listen, I don't really score these kind of goals normally. I just did it just for kind of a gameplay example. So I mentioned that Trivelas and finesse shots, you can score those, but if you want to, I don't really score these kind of goals. But please go ahead and do it. I'll just say don't rely on it. From kickoff, I'm not really thinking here. I'm just trying to stop the ball. You can see I'm cutting the passing lane with Debinha. You see that? So with Debinha, when the ball has gone in, I should have riskily ran back with my striker. But I'm not actually thinking. You can see here, I'm switching to Debinha early. And you see with that Smith, I'm pushing her forward. She's there. But I need to stop the pass going here. So you see I immediately read it and I cut the passing lane out. So it all starts at this segment. So you can see here, it's done. What happens here? At this point, I'm running out. Then I right stick switch or L1 switch, or whatever you want to switch you want to do. And I go and cut that passing lane there. Just at that exact frame there. Then you can see while I'm cutting the pass, this is the most important thing. While I've cut the passing lane, and then apply pressure along. So you have to make sure you cut. So I was here, so you cut the passing lane first, and then you apply pressure along the passing lane. Now, if there was a player over here, my opponent player, maybe I wouldn't have done this. So it depends. If my opponent was there, maybe I would have just ran back with that, or choose a center mid and be a bit more passive. Because there was no one there, I could take that risk. And you can see once the pass goes upwards, you see I've already switched players before the pass has been made. So this just comes from experiences, anticipating. It's like here, you can see I push the Bina forward. Then here, I know the pass is going to be made. So I press the L1 button. The game's just the next best player. I apply a bit of pressure, but you see again, look the way I'm running. I'm still kind of passing lane out. So I'm showing the force, not being aggressive. You don't have to always be kickoff. I mean, the passive from defending, but you have to have the understanding, okay, which player do I be aggressive with? Then you can see here, I go for a slide tackle, and that's because I'm thinking a pass is going to be made or a touch is going to be made. So I'm stopping it by either winning the ball back here, because it's a bit of a kickoff. I don't want to really take a risk here. So my opponent makes a pass downwards, and you can see how easily I get beaten by being overly aggressive. So this is what I'm trying to say. You got to be careful. With my left back, I step up, which is very risky. Then with my centre back, just over here, I do the same thing. I step up, but again, it's risky. I just knew this is what I knew, that pace is the most important thing. So I used that play and I ran in front. And just in this video, my tackle button is going to be X. That's it. My tackle button is X for a few reasons. I wouldn't recommend changing it. But there's, long story short, because the pass button's X as well. Sometimes the game may register a tackle as a pass, so you kind of get that benefit. That's the reason why it's kind of done. So that is the only button that's remapped differently. It's just a pass button. So it's just a tackle button. So instead of circle, it's X for me. That's the only difference. And you can see like here, I end up winning the ball. And then you can see here, when I get the ball, I just made a really stupid mistake here. You can see just wasn't really paying attention. I looked at the player upwards to the top right, and this is why I'm trying to say you have to face the player. I make a pass with Saliba on his right foot. Hasn't got the best of passing, but you can see by the time I register the pass, the situation changes entirely. This is why you got to take a touch away, and if you can't make the pass, you make a pass away. Why did I make that pass here? I don't know. I should have realistically took a touch like that, kept going like that, faced the player, and then tried to make a pass. Now, if my opponent, let's say this player number one was over here. Let's say player number one was over here, yeah? Then it's fine, because the chances of me making that pass before that player gets there, the pass will already have traversed towards my player, and my opponent will be too far away. The problem is when my player is far away, I have to wait for this pass to get there, and my opponent has more time to react to this. And that's why I mentioned earlier on, I didn't want to take a risk with that pass, only because there was only space available. So in this situation, you just got to either just take a touch like this, and you can use done, or you could, if I want, I can take a touch upwards and go back to the middle. Sorry, done over here. I actually could have gone into the middle over here, or Lawrence, whoever that is. But I didn't do that. I ended up making a really silly pass, and you can see it would have punished me, but you can see, look, you see that awareness of understanding where that player is, and that is why pace is so important. It's recovery. But the reason why I really got away with it here is because of awareness. I knew at this point, okay, I'm in trouble. Then you see my left analog stick. I'm already ready. I'm already telling the player, okay, you know what? It's time to change direction. Now, this is important because if you do this, there's no harm. Because let's say, for example, the ball was over here. If your player gets the ball, you're just saying to the game, I want your first touch to be backwards. So running back here is my player still, AI is still going to go towards the ball. That's why I'm going towards the ball here, as you can see. And then here you can see I run. I get the ball, I run. I run back here now because I know I'm in trouble. And you see, look here, I run straight back. You see, I don't try to curve my run. I try to get the ball. I run straight back. I'm running, and I got my index thing on the L1 button. I'm ready to switch. If the pass was going to be made, I'm ready to switch. You see, I run in front. Dybala's got the ball, and here I just go with a slide tackle because there's a complete clear chance of me getting the ball and then winning the ball back. Mistakes happened, okay? And now, unfortunately, it happened in a situation where I didn't win the ball back here. And I told you it was going to be like an hour-long documentary. We're only 5 minutes inside the game. It's already a 50-minute video. But I wanted to go this in full. What do I do here? I press the L1 button. I switch early. See? And then I switch back to Gvardiol because Gvardiol's out of position here. So here the idea was switch to thing and react. Dybala went away. Gvardiol, I choose him, and you can see Gvardiol's out of position. So I'm like, okay, I need this person to be there. So here, I'm not being overly aggressive. I'd be overly aggressive. There's no one there. He can come there. So you can see I just be passive. I'm just delaying. I'm kind of pushing that player down the wing. Then when the player's down the wing, I then just react after. You see that? So I'm pushing the player down the wing. Then once the player is there, I anticipate it, that his player's turning. And because I have better agility and balance and better run and decent run jockey, I'm able to recover quickly. There, you see that? And get the ball, pick it up, don't even need to tackle, and end up taking it out for a corner. Or goal kick, and that's really got a bit lucky. But that's just an example. Here you can see when the goalkeeper is played. Here I'm not even looking at the radar properly, but I see the left back free, then I see done there. Then I make a pass into the middle, and then I'm able to run into the space. So you see that, for example, like over here. I knew there's a player coming towards me. You see, I didn't even take any chances. This is the mistake people make, is they try to turn here. I spam the pass button. I should have waited. There's no need for me to be aggressive here, but I waited. I was a bit passive. I waited. Then you can see here, I should have done a regular pass back to the goalkeeper. I don't know why I did a lob pass back to the goalkeeper. I have no idea why I did that. Because now that makes it harder for me to control the ball and delays it even more when the ball's in the air. Ended up making the pass, not enough power. Again, took a touch away. Then we saw there's no one in the vicinity. That defender, if the defender was here, it's different. The defender's far away behind. There's no way they can recover. Take here. Now you can see here what I actually intended to do was pass the ball to that player. But the game ended up passing the ball to the other player. That's fine. I reacted after, and you can see my left analog stick C. I realized, oh, wrong player here. And you can see here, look, my left analog stick, look, I'm already understanding the game turn, so I've already reacted. My first touch, I'm not taking a touch, I'm just parking the balls to Gvardiol. Now broken through the press. Now this space, so I run only because there's significant space in front of me. Like here, significant space in front of me. Like so, significant space. Then when I'm over here, I let go of the run button. Or ideally, I should let go of the run button. Here, I just kept running because there's no one there. But when you do this, let go of the run button here. You see, I was lucky that if this is where the experience will come along. And you will see top tier players, they just know from experience. They know, okay, if that player goes out there, I got to stop running. And now my touch has got to be like this down. A lot of players keep running here and they make the mistake. That's why I'm just saying it, take it with a grain of salt. Because if I kept running there, I'll be in big trouble. The only reason why I got away with it is because I saw peripherally that a player was not running towards me, went upwards. You see that? Unless it went upwards. So I'm able to run into space, take a touch away. Then you can see here, I'm just making sure I'm using the 4-2-3-1 because I wasn't too sure. Then here with Gvardiol, you can see I do a fake shot stop, and I know this is my centre back. So I know if I lose the ball here, I'm absolutely finished. That's it. There's no, even I could be the best recoverer. It's an 80% chance my opponent will score here. So giving the ball away here is very, very risky. So what I do here is I get the ball with Debinha, and I bounce it back. See that? So I'll just show you one more time. So you're going to slow it down all the way. You can see just over here, facial stop. And you can see Debinha is now making that run forward. If Debinha never made that run forward, I would have pressed the L1 button. Then Debinha would have made that run. But you can see here, Debinha then, I then do a driven pass to Debinha. Because I want the ball to get there quickly. And then I bounce it back, right? Then you can see with Debinha again, I press the L1 button because I make sure I did a driven pass. I didn't do an L1 driven pass, which you can do. I just did a regular R1 plus X. I press the L1 button to Debinha, you make a run. And you can see now, like here, I'm like, okay, no. Now I can see someone coming towards me. I'm in trouble. So the best route to go here is to go backwards, run, like this guy will come towards you, you run backwards, go back to there, and you switch the ball or whatever you want to do. But here, what I decided to do is I just left the dribble a little bit, turn away, and I don't panic, and I only make the pass to the center mid because there's no one near me. You see that? There's no one near me. I wouldn't have made that pass. You see, I'm not making it forward because it's too risky, because if the opponent gets the ball here, they can launch the counter attack. It's too risky. But pass the ball here to Lawrence. There's no one in the vicinity. That person's completely clear. Now it's a waiting game. I just got to wait for Gvardiol to go backwards. See that? So I'm passing the ball to Nali. Now, the only reason why I trigger this player to make a run going forward is I want to move the defense line from position number 1 to position number 2. If I get the ball here with this player and I try to take a shot, it's too far away. It's way too far away. But if I get the ball, for example, over here, I can now turn and shoot. That is why the L1 button is so pivotal there, because I need to push a defensive line from position 1 to position 2. And that's why it's imperative to use those players. And you can see, look here, and that gives me more space. And then here, it opens up a pass for Son. I take a touch. Now, to be honest, I was kind of thinking about, I think I was trying to think about going to the player at the bottom there. I think I was. Pass gets redirected to the Son. React, take a touch. Away, see that? Then I see that space. It's just so obvious, like at that space at that point. And you can see here, that's when I just do a regular pass. Now here, I don't really know what I was trying to do. I think I just wasn't thinking, and I just made a pass backwards, and I'm, okay, fine, it is what it is. The chance got wasted, did a 1-2, bounce it back. See, Debinha makes that run, but everyone forgets to do that 1-2. They get the ball with Debinha, and then they start crying, oh, why is my player not making a run? So you see, after I do that, make that touch, take it safe, mistake has happened. Get the ball with Debinha, 1-2 butterfly wings, bounce it back. Debinha has made that run. Now I do a triangle, a double tap triangle, which is a lofted pass. Now a regular through ball would have sufficed it, to be honest. But I wanted the through ball to go here. Now that's inherently risky. That's now adding risk to the equation, because now this player can intercept the ball. But what I do with a lofted through ball is the ball bounces. So it goes about knee height, which makes it much more difficult. And if my opponent does intercept the ball probably bounce away out for a throw-in, or bounce a bit further away so I can recover. So you can set that, and that way, if my opponent does try to be aggressive, at least this way I have the ball internally. Then I can see here, I get the ball with Debinha, make a Son backwards. I should have probably passed the ball to Debinha, to Smith first time in a better way. And she should have probably scored there, but that's another situation altogether. But you see bounce back here, then you can see here do a fake shot stop, then first time pass backwards, and I did a 1-2 pass. I should have done a first time pass. I don't know why I waited there. And then and that player wasn't in a position. I could have gone like this and taken a shot, to be honest, but I was comfortable in here taking a touch to the right hand side, and maybe a regular shot would have sufficed here, and it would have probably been a goal. I ended up going, my opponent moved just a little bit, good goalkeeper movement for my opponent as well, but the finesse shot wasn't enough. But yeah, that is part 1, 10 minutes inside the video, and we're on for a 20 minutes now of this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to watch part 2 on the Patreon as well. And we're gonna, like a different part says, we go through this entire game, we walk through step by step exactly what I do. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.